we have built the world's first and only fully autonomous pop-up parcel sorting center, which in a nutshell means that we can set up a autonomous parcel sorting operation pretty much anywhere where there's 100 square meters of space, for example the demo space behind us. And with just about 6 rovers or 6 autonomous drones that run on the ground, we can shift up to 600 parcels an hour, and with the same software but with more rovers and with more space, we can scale that up to 850, 1,000 and all the way up to 10,000 parcels an hour. And that is a game changer, and I wish I had said that myself, but actually it was said by the jury that awarded us the prize last evening as the Postal Innovation Award of the Year among startups, that we are able to create a game-changing transformation for the postal industry in the areas of sorting and other operations that back up the last mile delivery.
And let's examine why that is game-changing. What is the big difference it makes? You touched on some of the benefits.
The transformational aspect of this is that you move away from a fixed heavy asset base to a flexible on-demand infrastructure with the same throughput and ridiculously less cost than you would have with the other one. So if you look at most of the sorting centers today, there are basically 2 types. There's a human-powered sorting center, and there is this sorting center that has the sorting machines, these huge giants that sort quite well, but of course have their own associated cost and labor and even a minimum threshold that they need to meet. We do away with all of that. And our robots can be deployed, as I was saying, pretty much anywhere with adequate space. And the gates, which are the fundamental, let's say the post boxes of the sorting center, the input and the output gates, can be flexibly set up anywhere. So suddenly, instead of a huge amount of fixed infrastructure and upfront capex-driven industry, you've got a flexible on-demand infrastructure and an OpEx-driven industry. In other words, an on-demand postal and logistics sector, and that is the game-changing transformation, which I think is at the core of what we do.
And when you talk about the customers being ready and wanting this sort of access and this sort of flexibility, if you like, how is the industry ready for that? I know you've been at the conferences here. Is it ready?
Yes, I have been at the conference here. I've spoken at a few panels, both on the main Post Expo and also on the Postal Innovation platform, which I found was very interesting. And the short answer to that is that the industry would tell you the same thing themselves, that they are not ready. And as in any other industry, there are leaders, there are followers, and there are the others. And I see that the leaders in the industry, people like Swiss Post, like PostNL, they have obviously taken the step towards making that a reality. And I was just on this panel with Udi Henrik from Swiss Post. He said, well, I'm not sure we'll get there in 5 years, but that's definitely the direction we want to go to. And he was probably echoing what others also think and say in different forms. But what is important to note here is that there is now an awareness among the postal operators that if they do not change, change will devour them. And if they want to be relevant 5 years from now and they want to be operating in this space, they will have to move to new models, whether that's operational or business models. It will have to be powered by technology and increasing automation, not optimization of existing assets and not optimization of existing human-centric operations. That has its role, of course, but that cannot be the driver for the new models that are required to keep the industry relevant and competitive.
For Unmanned Life, this first time that you've been here at Post Expo, how's it been?
Well, it's been fantastic, really. The Post Expo has been organized very well, so all kudos to the organizers. They've done a fantastic job. The panels were very informative. Of course, Post Expo always attracts the top experts and the key stakeholders in the industry, so we really had a very good sort of interaction with the top players. But more importantly, I think what sets Post Expo apart from a lot of other industrial conferences that I do and I attend and I speak at in different industries is that the content here is always relevant. You always get good content and the discussions are substantial and meaningful. And then for Unmanned Life, it has been special because, of course, we were nominated for we were shortlisted for the Postal Innovation Platform Innovation Awards, and we sort of dueled it out with 10 other startups, and we won the award, which is game-changing for us as much as our solution is game-changing for the industry.
Thank you.